The year was 2087. Earth was just getting back on its feet. 10 years ago, a big money crash had stopped all space work. Now, things were starting to look up again. Commander June Park sat alone in his small office. The walls were covered with papers, drawings of ships, math problems, and star maps. His desk was a mess of coffee cups and tablets. June had not slept well in days. Finally, he whispered, looking at the big screen in front of him. On it was the design for a ship unlike any other humans had built. It was huge and box-like, not pretty like the science ships from before. It had thick walls and many big guns. June called it the Stillness Breaker. He took a deep breath and sent the plans to his boss, Director Sumi Kim. Then he waited. "You want to build a warship?" Sumi asked, her voice sharp with shock. "We have never even met aliens. Who would we fight?" The meeting room at the United Earth Space Agency was cold. 5 people sat around a round table, all looking at the big screen where June's ship plans were shown. "The quiet space around us is not empty," June said softly. "It is too quiet. Think about it. In a big universe with billions of stars, why has no one talked to us?" "Maybe there's no one out there," said one man. "No," June shook his head. "They are out there, but they hide. They stay quiet. I call it the Stillness Protocol. The smart ones know that making noise gets you killed." Sumi frowned. "And we've been making noise for 100 years. Radio, TV, space missions." "Yes," June nodded. "We've been shouting our location to the stars. If something bad is out there, they know where we are." Captain Tae-ho Lee spoke up. He was a tall man with a strong face. "Even if you're right, this ship would take years to build. We don't have that kind of money." June looked at him. "We might not have that kind of time." 3 days later, early, in the morning, Sumi's phone rang. She picked it up with sleepy eyes. "Director, you need to see this," said a worried voice. 1 hour later, Sumi, Tae-ho, and June stood in the main control room of UESA. The big screen showed a map of the solar system. At the edge, past the planet Neptune, was a small blinking dot. "What is it?" asked Sumi. "We don't know," said the worker at the computer. "It gives off energy, but it's like nothing we've seen before. It's been there for 2 days, not moving." "Could it be a mistake?" Tae-ho asked. "No, sir. 3 different stations have seen it." June looked at Sumi. "They're watching us." Sumi was quiet for a long time. Then she turned to Tae-ho. "Captain Lee, I'm putting you in charge of building the Stillness Breaker. Work with Commander Park. I want it done as fast as possible." Building a ship in space was hard work. Hundreds of people lived in space stations around Earth, working day and night. Big rocket ships brought parts up from Earth. Slowly, the Stillness Breaker began to take shape. Tae-ho and June worked together, but they were very different. Tae-ho was all about rules and plans. June kept changing things, adding new ideas. "The guns aren't enough," June said one day, 6 weeks into the building. "What do you mean?" asked Tae-ho. They were floating in spacesuits, checking the outside of the half-built ship. "I've been working on something else," June said. "A special weapon. It could hurt a star." Tae-ho stopped moving. "Hurt a star? Like the sun?" "Yes. Make it shake, maybe even blow up if the star is small and old." That's too much power," Tae-ho said, his voice quiet. "If what's coming is as bad as I think, we'll need it," June said. More strange energy spots showed up over the next few months. They never stayed long, just a few hours. Then they were gone. They were seen near Mars, near the moon, and even in Earth's sky. The world leaders were told, but the public was kept in the dark. No one wanted to cause a panic. The building of the Stillness Breaker sped up. More money was given. More workers were sent to space. "We need a crew," Tae-ho told Sumi. "Good people who can handle pressure." Sumi nodded. "I'll find them. You focus on the ship." June worked day and night on his secret weapon, the Star Lance. It was based on science that most people didn't understand. It could send energy into a star and make it unstable. "Are you sure this will work?" Tae-ho asked, watching June put together a small test version in his lab. "No," June said honestly, "but the math says it should." "And what does your heart say?" Tae-ho asked. June looked up. My heart says we need to be ready for the worst. 4 months into building, the Stillness Breaker was starting to look like a real ship. It was big, over a mile long. Its main body was box-shaped with thick walls that could take a lot of damage. The front had a pointed nose. Gun towers stuck out from many spots. Inside, there were rooms for 500 people, food growing areas, and a big engine room. At the center was the bridge where the captain would sit. Behind that was June's special lab where the Star Lance was being built. People on Earth couldn't see the ship, but they knew something big was happening. There were rumors about aliens and warships. Sumi spent a lot of time talking to world leaders, calming them down. It's just a safety step, she would say, like having a lock on your door. You don't expect someone to break in, but you have the lock just in case. On a cold October morning, the strange energy spots changed their pattern. 5 appeared at the same time, spread around the solar system. They stayed for hours, not moving. In the UESA control room, people watched the screens with worry. They're mapping us, June said, learning about our planets, our defenses. We need more time, Taeho said. The ship won't be ready for at least 2 more months. Sumi looked at both men. Do whatever you need to do. Use all the money and people you need. Just get that ship ready. Far away, beyond Neptune, a ship sat quietly in the darkness of space. It was smooth and black, almost impossible to see against the blackness of space. Inside, beings that didn't look like humans watched screens that showed Earth. They're building weapons, said one being to another. Its voice was odd, like metal moving over stone. Yes, said the second being. The humans may be more aware than we thought. Should we report back? Yes. The fleet will want to know. The dark ship turned slowly, and then, in a flash of light, was gone. June stood at the window of his space station room looking out at the Stillness Breaker. The ship was lit up by work lights, making it glow against the blackness of space. Workers in spacesuits moved around it like ants. Are we doing the right thing? He asked himself. Or are we just making ourselves a bigger target? He thought about his theory, the Stillness Protocol. If he was right, the universe was full of life, but the smart ones stayed quiet. Those who made noise got noticed by the wrong things, and humans had been making noise for a long time. June turned away from the window. He had work to do. The Star Lance wasn't finished, and time was running out. Out in the darkness beyond the solar system, something was coming. June could feel it. The stillness was about to be shattered, and Earth's first Star Destroyer would be there to answer. 6 months had passed. The Stillness Breaker was only half done. It hung in space above Earth like a big metal skeleton. Thousands of workers moved around it day and night, adding parts and testing systems. June stood on the bridge of the ship. It was the only room that was fully done. Big windows looked out into space. Screens covered the walls. In the middle was the captain's chair, not yet used. We need more time, June said to Taeho, who stood next to him. The outer shell is not done. The guns work, but the Star Lance is only half built. Keep working, Taeho said. Sumi is trying to get more help. Then Taeho's phone made a noise. He looked at it and his face changed. We need to get to the control room now. The main UESA control room was full of people. Everyone was talking at once. Sumi stood in the middle, her face very serious. What's happening? Taeho asked. Sumi pointed to the big screen. We got a message, not from Earth. June felt his heart beat faster. Show us. Sumi nodded to a worker. The screen changed to show strange marks that looked a bit like writing, but not human writing. We can't read it, Sumi said. But there was a second part. The screen changed again. Now they saw pictures. First, many ships near a planet that looked like Earth. Then the ships shooting at the planet. Then the planet on fire. They're telling us what they'll do, June whispered. There's more, Sumi said. The message came with a voice part. We changed it so we can understand it. She nodded again. A voice filled the room. It was flat and cold, not like a human voice. People of Earth. We are the Dominion. We have watched you for a long time. You are dangerous and wild. You make weapons that could hurt others. We will arrive in 30 days. You will stop making warships. You will accept our protection, or you will end. The choice is yours. The room was quiet when the voice stopped. They know about the stillness breaker, Tejo said. How long until the ship is ready? Sumi asked. As I told Tejo, months, June said. But we don't have months. He thought for a moment. Maybe. We can get it working enough to fight, not perfect, but good enough. Do it, Sumi said. And Tejo, I want you to pick your crew now, the best people we have. 3 days later, Tejo stood in a big room with 4 people in front of him. These were the best in their fields, picked from all over the world. You're here because we need you, Tejo said. In 27 days, aliens called the Dominion will come to Earth. They say they want to protect us, but their message showed them destroying our planet. We think it's a trick. He pointed to a screen showing the half-built stillness breaker. This ship may be Earth's only chance. It's not done, but we'll make it work. I'll be the captain. June Park is our science officer. And you 4 will be my main crew. He looked at a young woman with short black hair. Lieutenant Jiwoo Kang, you'll be in charge of fighting. You're the best we have with weapons and battle plans. Jiwoo stood straight. Yes, sir. Tejo turned to an older man with glasses. Dr. Hyun Choi, you're our expert on new weapons. You'll work with June on the Star Lance. Dr. Hyun nodded. I've read June's work. It's very new science. I hope it works. Next was a man with strong arms and oil on his hands. Sung Yoon, you're our top engineer. You'll keep the ship running even when it's broken. Sung smiled. I can fix anything, Captain. Last was a small woman with a kind face. Min Lee, you're the best with languages and finding patterns. You'll handle talking to the aliens if we need to. Min looked nervous but nodded. I'll do my best. Good, Tejo said. Now we have less than a month to get ready for a fight. That will decide if humans live or die. Let's get to work. The next weeks were a rush of work and little sleep. The whole world now knew about the alien message. Some people were scared and hid. Others wanted to fight. Most just waited to see what would happen. World leaders gave USA all the money and help they needed. The stillness breaker was the top thing on everyone's mind. June and Dr. Hyun worked day and night on the Star Lance. It was a new kind of weapon that could reach into a star and make it shake. No one knew if it would really work. The math looks right, Dr. Hyun said one night. They were both tired, with red eyes from no sleep. Math is one thing, June said. Real life is another. In space, more workers came to help build the ship. Parts that would normally take weeks to make were done in days. The outside of the ship began to look whole, not like a skeleton anymore. Jiwoo tested the gun systems every day. She made plans for how to fight if the aliens came early. The guns work, she told Tejo. But we don't know what kind of ships they have. We don't know if our guns will hurt them. Dae-sung worked on the engines. We need to be fast, he said. If we can't beat them with guns, maybe we can run away and hit them when they don't expect it. Min studied the alien message over and over. There's something strange about it, she said. They say they've watched us for a long time, but they sound surprised that we're building the stillness breaker. 20 days after the message, the ship was still not done, but it could move and fight a little bit. We should test it, Tejo told Sumi. Take it out past the moon and back. No, Sumi said. Every day we get more strange readings. The Dominion ships might be closer than we think. The stillness breaker stays here until we need it. She was right to worry. That night, something big appeared near Mars. The USA control room went crazy with alarms. It's huge, one worker said, looking at the screens. Bigger than anything we've ever built. Sumi called Tejo. Get your crew to the ship now, they're early. The crew of the stillness breaker ran to their ship. Workers were still on it, trying to finish important parts. Tejo told them to leave. Anything not done now will have to wait, he said. We're out of time. June looked worried. The Star Lance isn't ready. We can fire the guns, but our best weapon isn't done. We'll use what we have, Tejo said. They all went to the bridge. Taeho sat in the captain's chair for the first time. The others went to their stations, Jiwoo at weapons, Daesung at engines, Min at communications, Dr. Hyun and Jun at science. Start the engines, Taeho said. Cut us free from the building dock. The ship shook as the big engines turned on. Slowly, the stillness breaker moved away from the space station where it was being built. We're free, Daesung said. Engines, working at 70%. Not perfect, but good enough. Take us toward Mars, Taeho ordered. Let's see what we're up against. As they flew, more alien ships appeared. 1, then 3, then 10. They said 30 days, Jiwoo said. It's only been 20, they lied. Or they wanted to catch us not ready, Jun said. The first alien ships reached Earth's moon. They were smooth and black, hard to see against space. They moved faster than any human ship. They're heading for Earth, Min said. Suddenly, bright lights flashed from the alien ships. Earth space stations, the ones used for watching space, exploded one by one. They're taking out our eyes first, Taeho said. Classic first move in a fight. He turned to Jiwoo. Get the guns ready. We're going to draw them away from Earth. The stillness breaker turned and flew right toward the alien ships. It was Earth's first star destroyer, not fully built, going to meet an enemy no human had ever seen before. The fight for Earth had begun. The stillness breaker flew straight toward the Dominion ships. Everyone on the bridge was quiet. This was the first time humans would fight aliens. 5 Dominion ships heading our way, Jiwoo said, looking at her screen. They're fast. They don't know what we can do, Taeho said from the captain's chair. That gives us a small edge. Jiwoo, aim at the lead ship. Let's show them we can bite. Jiwoo nodded and touched her screen. Outside, the big guns on the stillness breaker turned toward the coming alien ships. Guns ready, she said. Fire, Taeho ordered. Bright beams shot out from the human ship. They hit the first alien ship. For a moment, nothing happened. Then part of the black ship broke off. We heard it, Daesung shouted. Don't cheer yet, Jun said. Look, the broken alien ship kept coming. The damage wasn't enough to stop it. Fire again, Taeho said. All guns. More beams shot out. This time, 2 alien ships were hit. One spun away, badly hurt, but the others kept coming. Then the aliens fired back. The stillness breaker shook hard as it was hit. Lights went out, then came back on. Damage report, Taeho called. Outer walls holding, Daesung said. But that was just one hit. We can't take many more like that, Taeho thought fast. We need to move. Daesung, take us into the asteroid belt. Jiwoo, keep firing when you have a shot. The ship turned and flew toward the belt of rocks between Mars and Jupiter. The alien ships followed. On Earth, Sumi and the UESA team watched the fight from their screens. They could see the stillness breaker flying away from Earth, taking the aliens with it. They're drawing them away, Sumi said. But they're outnumbered. Director, one worker called. More alien ships just appeared near Venus. A lot more. Sumi felt cold. How many? At least 30, and they're big. Sumi picked up her phone. Get me the world leaders now. Tell them the Dominion is here in force. We need to be ready if the stillness breaker fails. Inside the asteroid belt, the human ship played a deadly game of hide and seek. The big rocks gave them places to hide, but also made it hard to move. This is slowing them down, Jiwoo said. Their ships are faster in open space, but they have to be careful here. A plan came to Daesung. Captain, I have an idea. These asteroids, we could use them. How? Taeho asked. Our tractor beams. We could grab rocks and throw them at the alien ships. Taeho smiled. Do it. The stillness breaker's tractor beams, normally used for moving cargo, reached out and grabbed a nearby asteroid. Then, with a burst of power, the ship flung the big rock toward the coming aliens. The rock hit.
One alien ship hard.
The ship broke apart in a silent explosion. It worked, Daesung shouted. Do it again, Taeho ordered. They used this trick 3 more times, taking out 2 more alien ships. But the Dominion learned fast. They started blowing up the asteroids before they hit. We need a new trick, Taeho said. Before anyone could think of one, the ship shook hard. They'd been hit again. Damage to engines, Daesung reported. We're losing power, and the outer wall is cracked in Section 7. Another hit, harder this time. A small fire started at the back of the bridge. Min put it out with a fire tool. We can't take much more, Jun said. Taeho looked at his crew. They were brave, but they were losing. Prepare to... He was cut off when something strange happened. One of the alien ships moved very close to them. It didn't fire. Instead, it sent out a beam that wasn't a weapon. They're scanning us, Dr. Hyun said, looking at his screen. Deeply. Why would they... Taeho started to ask. Then he understood. They don't want to destroy us. They want to capture the ship. They want our technology. The Starlance, June whispered. They must know about it somehow. Jiwoo looked up from her screen. That gives us a chance. If they want to take us, not kill us, we can use that. Taeho nodded. New plan. Make them think we're more hurt than we are. Daesung, cut power to the main lights. Make us look like we're dying. The lights went out. The ship now looked dark and broken from outside. Now we wait, Taeho said. They didn't wait long. 2 alien ships came closer. They clearly thought the human ship was no longer a threat. Ready, Jiwoo? Taeho asked. Yes, sir, she said. Hand over the weapons controls. Fire everything we have at the closest ship. All the guns fired at once. The close alien ship, not ready for the attack, took heavy damage. Parts of it broke off into space. Now the engines, full power, Taeho shouted. The Stillness Breaker's engines roared to life. The ship shot forward, straight at the damaged alien ship. They hit it hard, their stronger front end breaking through the alien's damaged hull. Back up, Taeho ordered. Before they can react. The human ship pulled back from the now broken alien ship, but there were still more Dominion ships coming. We hurt them, but there are too many, Jiwoo said. We need somewhere to hide and fix our damage. Jun looked at the map of the solar system on his screen. Saturn, he said. Its rings would hide us better than the asteroid belt. Can we make it there? Taeho asked Daesung. If we go now, before they can follow. The engines are hurt, but they still work. Do it, Taeho ordered. Get us to Saturn. The trip to Saturn took days. The Stillness Breaker was hurt, moving slower than normal. Sometimes they had to stop to fix something that broke. But they made it. The rings of Saturn were beautiful and perfect for hiding. They were full of ice and rocks that made it hard for the aliens to see the human ship. We need to fix the worst damage, Taeho told his crew. And we need to learn more about the enemy. Min had been listening to alien messages they picked up during the fight. I'm starting to understand some of their words, she said. They talk about harvest a lot when they mention Earth. Harvest what? Dr. Hyun asked. Resources? People? I think technology, Min said. They're very interested in the Starlance. June looked worried. How would they know about it? We've never tested it. Maybe they've been watching us for longer than we thought, Taeho said. For the next week, they hid in Saturn's rings, fixing what they could. Daesung worked magic with limited tools, getting the engines back to 80% power. Jiwoo fixed 2 of the main guns. Dr. Hyun and Jun worked on the Starlance, trying to finish it. Min kept listening to alien messages. One day, she called everyone to the bridge. I found something, she said. The Dominion has landed ships on Mars. They're building something there. A base, Taeho said, looking at the pictures Min had found. A place to launch attacks on Earth. There's more, Min said. I've translated enough to understand what they want. The Dominion doesn't make their own technology. They take it from other species they conquer. Everyone was quiet as they thought about what this meant. So they want the Starlance because they can't make it themselves, Dr. Hyun said. And they want Earth's other technology too, Jiwoo added. We need to tell Earth, Taeho said. Min, can you send a message that the Dominion won't notice? I think so, Min said. I can hide it in normal space noise. Tell them what we've learned, Taeho said, and tell them we're coming back. It's time to fight for our home. As Min sent the message, everyone looked at the pictures of Mars with the alien base. The Dominion thought humans would be easy to beat. They thought wrong. Earth's first Star Destroyer was hurt, but not beaten, and it was coming back to fight. The trip back to Earth was hard. The Stillness Breaker had to move slowly and hide often. Dominion ships were all over the solar system now. Twice they almost found the human ship, but Tejo and his crew were smart. They used the gravity of planets to move faster, and they hid behind moons when needed. 3 weeks after leaving Saturn, they reached Earth. It was a sad sight. The space stations were gone. Parts of them floated in space like broken toys. Many Dominion ships circled the planet. "How do we get down to Earth without them seeing us?" Tejo asked. "I have an idea," Jiwoo said. "We make them look the other way." Her plan was simple but smart. They sent out a small drone ship, one of the few they had left. It flew toward Mars, sending out strong signals. When the Dominion ships went to check it out, the Stillness Breaker slipped down to Earth on the other side. In a hidden base under the Korean Sea, Sumi waited with a team of Earth's best scientists and leaders. When Tejo and his crew walked in, everyone cheered. "We thought you might be dead," Sumi said, hugging Tejo. "Nearly were," he said, "but we learned a lot about the enemy." They sat at a big table and shared what they knew. The Dominion ships were strong, but they had a weakness. Their shields couldn't stop certain kinds of attacks, like the asteroids the Stillness Breaker had thrown at them. "They're coming in 3 days," Sumi told them. "Our spies have seen them getting ready. They'll attack all major cities at once." "The Stillness Breaker can't fight them all," Jiwoo said. "We'll need help," Tejo agreed. "Every ship we have, even the small ones." Sumi nodded. "We've been building weapons while you were gone. Nothing as big as your ship, but many small, fast ships." Dr. Hyun looked up from a computer. "If we can find the right frequency, we might be able to hit their shields where they're weak. Let's start working," Tejo said. Meanwhile, far away on the Dominion's main ship, an alien named Hakar was talking to a human prisoner. It was Jiwoo's sister, Do-Yun, who had been taken from a space station before it was destroyed. Hakar was the leader of the Dominion fleet. "Your people are strong," Hakar said in a strange voice. "Most species give up when they see our ships." "Humans don't give up easily," Do-Yun said. She was scared but didn't show it. "The ship that fought us," Hakar said. "The one that got away. Tell me about its weapon, the one that can hurt stars." Do-Yun was surprised. How did they know about the Star Lance? She decided to lie. "It doesn't work, it was just an idea, never finished." Hakar made a sound like rocks falling. Maybe it was a laugh. "You lie. We have been looking for this technology for a long time. Now we will take it from you." "Why?" Do-Yun asked. "What do you want it for?" Hakar was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Long ago our home world was destroyed by such a weapon. We survived only because some of us were on other planets. Now we make sure no one can ever use such a weapon against us again. By taking it for yourselves," Do-Yun said. "By controlling it," Hakar corrected. "Your people are too wild to have such power." Back on Earth, the Stillness Breaker was being fixed and improved. The underwater base was busy day and night. Jun and Dr. Hyun worked on finishing the Star Lance. Dae-sung fixed the engines and made them stronger. Jiwoo tested new weapons. Tejo found Jun alone late one night, looking at old papers. "Can't sleep?" Tejo asked. "I need to tell you something," Jun said. His voice was serious. "The Star Lance wasn't my idea." "What do you mean?" Jun showed Tejo a strange piece of metal with markings on it. 20 years ago I found this in a meteor that fell in the Pacific Ocean. It had designs on it, technology ideas I had never seen. The Star Lance was one of them." Tejo was shocked. "Alien technology? Why didn't you tell anyone?" "Who would? Believe me, a piece of space rock with advanced weapon plans on it. They would have thought I was crazy." Jun looked sad. "Now I wonder if I've led the Dominion straight to us. Maybe they were looking for whoever made this technology." "We don't know that," Tejo said. "But we do know they're here now, and we need to fight." The next day, Min made an important discovery. She had been studying the Dominion signals and she found a pattern. They send the same command signal before they attack, she told Tejo. I can predict when they'll strike. 3 main attacks all at the same time in 36 hours. Sumi called all the world leaders. We know when they're coming. We need to be ready. The plan was simple, but dangerous. The Stillness Breaker would lead Earth's small fleet against the main Dominion ships. Meanwhile, ground defenses would target the alien ships that came down to attack cities. The Star Lance is ready, June told Tejo on the last night. But it's not tested. I don't know what will happen when we use it. Let's hope we don't have to find out, Tejo said. The next morning, the Stillness Breaker left Earth with 50 smaller ships following it. They were a mix of old space shuttles, new fighting ships, and even some ships that were normally used for carrying cargo. All had been given weapons. As they got closer to where the Dominion ships waited, Tejo spoke to his crew and the crews of the other ships. Today we fight for our home, he said. The enemy is strong, but they don't understand humans. They think we'll give up. They think we'll surrender our world and our technology. They're wrong. Today we show them how wrong they are. The Earth. Ships spread out, getting ready. In front of them, over 100 Dominion ships waited, black against the stars. Then the fight began. The Dominion ships moved forward, firing their weapons. Earth ships fired back. Space lit up with explosions and weapon fire. The Stillness Breaker led the attack, its guns hitting hard. 3 Dominion ships were badly damaged in the first few minutes. But there were so many more. We're hitting them, Jiwoo said. But not hard enough. Earth ships began to fall. 5, then 10, then 20 were hit and destroyed. The Dominion had too many ships. We need to try the Star Lance, June said. Tejo shook his head. Not yet. We don't know what it will do. A huge Dominion ship, bigger than all the others, moved forward. It was Hakar's ship, the leader's ship. It fired at the Stillness Breaker, hitting it hard. The human ship shook. Damage in all sections, Daesung reported. Engines at 50% power. Another hit. The bridge lights went out for a moment. We can't take much more, Dr. Hyun said. June looked at Tejo. We have no choice. We need to use the Star Lance. Tejo thought for a moment, then nodded. Do it. June and Dr. Hyun went to work getting the strange weapon ready. It was built into the front of the ship, hidden until now. As they worked, the Stillness Breaker took more hits. Parts of the ship were on fire. Many systems were failing. Ready, June finally said. But we need to be closer to the main ship. Get us closer, Tejo ordered. The Stillness Breaker, though, badly hurt, moved forward toward the big Dominion ship. Other Earth ships followed, giving them cover. In range, June said. Fire the Star Lance, Tejo ordered. The front of the Stillness Breaker opened up. Inside was something that looked like a giant crystal. It began to glow brighter and brighter. Then a beam of light, different from their normal weapons, shot out toward the Dominion ship. The beam hit the alien ship. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the ship began to shake. Parts of it glowed from inside like it was burning up. Then, suddenly, it exploded in a flash of light so bright that everyone had to close their eyes. When they could see again, the main Dominion ship was gone, but the Stillness Breaker was badly damaged too. The Star Lance had used so much power that it had hurt their own ship. We got them, Jiwoo said weakly. The bridge was filling with smoke. But at what cost? Tejo asked, looking around at his damaged ship and the many Earth ships that had been destroyed. The fight wasn't over. There were still many Dominion ships, but they had seen their leader's ship destroyed. For the first time, they seemed unsure what to do. Earth had a chance now, a small chance, but better than none. Smoke filled the bridge of the Stillness Breaker. Half the screens were dark. The lights kept going on and off. The ship was badly hurt after using the Star Lance. Engines at 30% power, Daesung reported, coughing from the smoke. Life support is failing in sections 3 through 7. The Star Lance is burned out, June said. It used too much power. We can't fire it again. Tejo looked out the broken front window. The battle was still going on. Many Earth ships were gone. But the Dominion ships were not attacking as hard now. They seemed confused after their leader's ship was destroyed. "We need to get back to Earth," Taeho said. "Can we make it?" Dae-sung shook his head. "Not like this, we'd burn up in the atmosphere." "Sir," Min called from her station. "I'm getting a message from inside the broken Dominion ship." From inside. Taeho was surprised. "Put it on screen." A face appeared on the main screen. It was Do-yun, Ji-woo's sister. She was in a small escape pod. "Do-yun!" Ji-woo shouted, running to the screen. "You're alive." "Yes," Do-yun said. "I escaped when the ship started to break up. There are other prisoners too from other planets. We're in escape pods. Can you come to us?" Taeho asked. "Our pods are small, but they can move," Do-yun said. "We'll try." On Earth, Sumi watched the battle from the underwater base. The ground fight was going better than the space fight. The Dominion soldiers were strong, but humans knew Earth better. They used the land, the weather, and even the ocean to fight. The Stillness Breaker hit the main Dominion ship, a worker told Sumi. "But our ship is badly damaged. Can they get back?" "We don't know." Sumi made a hard choice. "Send all remaining ships to help them. We need that crew back alive. They know too much about the enemy to lose." Back in space, the escape pods from the Dominion ship reached the Stillness Breaker. Along with Do-yun were 5 aliens from other worlds. They looked different from humans and from the Dominion. They had been prisoners for many years. "The Dominion took us when they came to our worlds," one alien told Taeho. It spoke through a small machine that changed its words to human words. "They take the smartest of us to learn our technology." "Hakar told me why they want the Star Lance," Do-yun said. "Their world was destroyed by a similar weapon long ago. Now they take such weapons from other worlds so no one can use them against the Dominion." June looked sad. "And my work led them straight to Earth." One of the alien prisoners, a small blue being, came to June. "The technology you found, can I see it?" June showed the alien the piece of metal with strange marks that he had found years ago. The alien made a sound like singing. "This is from the old ones," it said. "They were a peaceful people who lived long before any of us. They did not make weapons. They made tools for talking to stars." "Talking to stars?" Dr. Hyun asked. "That makes no sense." The blue alien pointed to the designs on the metal. "This is not a weapon to hurt stars. It is a tool to make stars sing." Before they could ask more, Earth ships arrived to help them. With careful flying, they helped the Stillness Breaker start moving toward Earth. But they had to go slow. The damaged ship might break apart if they went too fast. As they slowly made their way home, more Dominion ships gathered. Without their leader, they had been confused for a while, but now they were getting ready to attack again. "They'll hit us before we reach Earth," Ji-woo said. The blue alien had been studying the Star Lance with June and Dr. Hyun. Now it came, to Taeho. "The weapon is burned out, but the core still has power. If we use it right, we might be able to send one message." "A message to who?" Taeho asked. "Earth. They already know we're coming." "Not to Earth," the alien said. "To the stars." Taeho didn't understand, but they had no other options. "Do it," he said. June, Dr. Hyun, and the blue alien worked fast. They changed the broken Star Lance, using parts from the ship and even from the alien escape pods. "Ready," June finally said, "but I still don't know what this will do." "Whatever it does, it can't make things worse," Taeho said. "Do it." They turned on the changed Star Lance. Instead of firing at an enemy ship, they aimed it at the sun. A thin beam of light, different from before, shot from the Stillness Breaker toward the center of the solar system. "What now?" Taeho asked. "We wait," the blue alien said, "and hope someone is listening." The Dominion ships were getting closer. They would reach the Stillness Breaker in minutes. Earth ships moved to protect the damaged Star Destroyer, but there weren't many left. "This is it," Taeho told his crew. "We did our best." Then something strange happened. The sun began to pulse with light in a pattern that didn't look natural. It was like it was answering the message from the Star Lance. "Look," Min pointed at her screen. Something's coming. Many things, from the direction of the sun. Strange ships appeared. They looked like they were made of crystal and light. They moved faster than any ship anyone had ever seen. In seconds, they were between the Stillness Breaker and the Dominion fleet. "Who are they?" Jiwoo asked. The blue alien made its singing sound again. "The Guardians, the children of the Old Ones, they heard our call. The crystal ships didn't attack the Dominion fleet. They simply moved around them like a dance. Where they passed, the Dominion ships stopped working. Their lights went out. They drifted in space, dead, but not destroyed." One of the crystal ships came to the Stillness Breaker. A voice spoke in all their minds. "We have waited long for someone to find our parents' message. The Dominion has broken the peace of stars for too long, taking what is not theirs, destroying what they fear. They will trouble the stars no more." 3 months later, the Stillness Breaker was in orbit around Earth again. It had been fixed and made better than before. It looked different now, with parts of crystal worked into its metal body. On the bridge, Taeho sat in the captain's chair with his crew around him. Jiwoo, Daesung, Min, Dr. Hyun, and June. With them was Sumi and the blue alien now known as Seren. "The Star Lance has changed now," June said. "It can't hurt stars anymore. Now it does what it was meant to do, talk to them. And through them, to all the other worlds out there," Seren added. "The Old Ones built a network among the stars, a way for all people to talk across the galaxy. The Dominion feared this unity and tried to stop it. But now the Dominion ships are gone," Sumi said. "Taken away by the Guardians to some far place where they can't hurt anyone. And we're being invited to join the community of worlds," Taeho said. "Our first trip will be to Seren's home planet." Everyone looked out the front window at the stars. For so long, humans had thought space was empty and quiet. They had called it the stillness. But now they knew better. Space was full of life and voices. The Stillness Breaker had done what its name promised. It had shattered the stillness. Earth's first Star Destroyer turned out not to be a weapon of war after all, but a key that opened the door to the stars. Humans would go out not as conquerors but as friends, part of a huge family of thinking beings. As the Stillness Breaker's engine started up for its new journey, Taeho thought about how strange things had turned out. They had built a ship to fight, but in the end its true purpose was to connect. "Ready to go?" he asked his crew. They all nodded. "Then let's go meet our neighbors," Taeho said. The Stillness Breaker moved away from Earth. Its journey was just beginning, and the stillness had been shattered forever.